All right. Zirda the Dawnwaker here, our companion for this red variation. It's each permanent in your starting deck must have an activated ability. And then your activated abilities cost 2 less to activate, but they can't be reduced to less than 1 mana. And that can also make things not block. And then we're just kind of a red aggro deck. We've got some light up the stages and some skewers here. We've got Experimental Frenzy to generate some card advantage with. Phoenix of the Ash is notably really sweet with Dawnwaker. Basically pay 1, deal 2 extra damage. Seems very reasonable to run some people down with. Let's go ahead and pop on into some matches with this one and see how it goes. Let's do an event with this one. I'm attempting to 1200 this season. I don't know how the quality of this one's gonna be. We'll play some matches and see how we go. Escape is not an activated ability. Escape is an alternative casting cost. So the Triomes are interesting. Something to note with the Triomes is that the Triomes cycling is an activated ability. So Zirda does make cycling Triomes cost a single mana, which is potentially very good. Yeah, that's a potential concern, is this deck is trying to leverage Experimental Frenzy, but the curve is a little bit high in it. So our ability to maximize abusing this card will be a little bit limited by our average casting cost in some games. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go Steam-Kin here and then light up the stage. Okay. Are they like just Sky Control? Weird. Okay. So I think we just like empty our hand here, huh? So we can get the frenzy down. Burn, baby, burn. Do 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 do. Beep do 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 do. I think we just do this and try and hit them this turn so the Slaying Fire can be lethal. Yeah, this does also fill the bin up for the Phoenix. Main deck Gusted here. This comes back as a 3/3 notably, so if they just have another Bone Crusher Giant, it's not going to do anything. Essence Scatter, sure. Still have 4 things in there so we can escape it again if we need to. Narset, plussing to gain 2. Going to be super relevant here. I talked about being underwhelmed by this card in a lot of matchups, but in a place like this, against our deck, where a more traditional, like, Sly style red, seems like it has a lot of potential to be good. Hopefully this Experimental Frenzy will let us go way over the top next turn. I feel like at this point, since they're not close to just dying to Phoenix plus this, I'm just gonna, well, since we drew light up the stage, I'm gonna go ahead and Phoenix. I was gonna jam this, but if we can get to more lands before we drop the Frenzy, that seems very good. Alright, you love to see it. Also, if they don't impact the board, they just tap out for things, we can Dawnwaker and then, like, pump infinite damage from this, right? So, like, Dawnwaker makes us attack for 11 next turn, potentially. So, do we just kill Narset with Slaying Fire next turn? We just go like Slaying Fire, kill your Planeswalker, play Frenzy, go? I think is the line.
I need some time alone.
3 cards total in the bin, so can't quite escape that just yet. If their hand doesn't have any interaction in it, they're dead, right? We get to go land, Phoenix, Zirda, double pump, hit you for 6. This attack is super aggressive. I guess they need to close the game out, though. Phoenix plus Dawnwaker. Looking pretty good. Phoenix plus Dawnwaker looking pretty good. Tibalt sounds great. Slaying Fire is probably a little bit slow. Let's put a couple of Hellkites in. Let's do it. Go a little bit bigger. Yeah, and like that's one of the things too, Grey Wolf. I agree. Like, and this is something I like to try and focus on when we're testing deck lists early in the format, is that while even if this specific deck doesn't end up being great, maybe an interaction like Zirda plus Phoenix, if that continues to seem powerful, we could try that in other places. Yeah, Psycho Lands give you a little bit more control with Frenzy Wargy, and notably Psycho Lands with Zirda only cost 1 to cycle, so they have like a low-ish cost. Knight of the Ebon Legion is absurd with Zirda. Sure, so maybe you're like a Knight Phoenix deck with Zirda? Stream Decker's still in the last deck. You know, I felt like I was forgetting something. I appreciate you. I was like, I did all my stuff, and I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I like ran through my checklist, and I missed that one. I don't know. I think there's some value to being a Frenzy deck in a format where sweepers are popular. You could also notably be like a black-red deck, because Zirda doesn't stop you from playing Embercleave, right? Like, you can play Embercleave with this. I wonder if this is a good deck in Historic. Because in Historic, you get to play Diagonal Goblin, right? Because Diagonal Goblin has an activated ability. That's a real, like, having more things to curve consistently with. Sounds like gasoline. Read. I don't remember Diagonal Goblin's actual card. Does anybody remember Diagonal Goblin's actual card name?
Oh, they're so cute.
Let's try this.
Fanatical Firebrand, that's it. That's it. I appreciate you, chat. And if you're not sure why we call that card Diagonal Goblin, you should look at its artwork. Look at the artwork. I feel like they have a sweeper here, so I don't really want to play Steam-Kin into it. Meh. Probably should have. I get Clarion's here and be sad. No sweeper. Okay. Sick.
I've got time.
We'll do this before we play our land out. So if there's a land on top of our deck, we can play it. Read. Alright, I think this needs to kill Teferi, so he can't bounce my goblin.
You just let me know if you're up for round
2. Yep. Alright, so really need a frenzy here now. Feels like they have a counterspell since they shock for it, so I'm just gonna not bite and hold my companion for now. Just like not let them use their mana here for the turn and make them keep holding it up if they want to. Yeah, get out of here.
2. New tortures are needed. Trust me. You'll thank me later. Here goes nothing.
Yikes. Alright, one experimental frenzy, please. I would also like a draw 5. Would also like a draw 5. Trump for Prez! Thanks for the $5 tip, idiot. Maybe consider voting for someone that doesn't suggest you inject bleach into your body. Imagine, I guess that, does anything embody Trump supporters more than giving money to someone that constantly craps on the idiot that you support? Thanks for the $5. Maybe consider not voting to destroy the democracy my children have to grow up in. Thanks for the $5. Maybe consider developing a little bit of empathy for people that look, love, think, feel differently than you do, come from different places in the world. Good golly. Refund it? No way. I'm gonna take that $5 and I'm gonna savor it. It's delicious. Listen, stupid people's money spends just as good as everybody else's money, chat. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to donate it to Joe Biden. That's it. And I'm going to tweet the picture of the Joe Biden receipt along with this along with this screenshot for the donation message. That's perfect. That's the real troll right there. That's the real troll right there. I wasn't gonna give Joe Biden any money, but giving Joe Biden that person's money sounds real fitting. Would you believe, chat, that the person that supports Donald Trump decided to make the claim that everything I say is full of cognitive dissonance? They also weren't bright enough or articulate enough to be able to articulate anything that I've said that's actually wrong, because that's not how they work. They can't actually dissect an argument or talk about what's wrong. They don't actually understand much. That's why they're dumb enough to vote for Republicans and Donald Trump. They're dumb enough to vote for the people who move back their conventions because it's not safe to hold conventions right now, but at the same time fight the stay-at-home orders that are keeping people safe. They understand it's not safe for people to be out, but at the same time they want to encourage their stupid people to go out and hurt other people. Alright, this one's done. Let's try and get the third one on the play. Thanks, Flounder. I appreciate it. They really don't, Space Martian. Like, I'm wrong all the time, constantly, but as far as, like, political stuff goes, people are just, like, they just fling poop and they can't articulate their thoughts. And I'm like, if they were capable of articulating their thoughts, they wouldn't be voting for Donald Trump, is probably the TLDR. Listen, for those of you that don't understand, there's only two types of people that vote for Donald Trump: millionaires and idiots. And if you're not quite sure which one you are, double check your checking account. If you got sent money from the US stimulus, that means you don't make enough money for the GOP to have your best interests at heart. And really, if you support the GOP, you better reject that dirty socialism money that the government tried to send you. Come on now. That's not right. Zaysigs, thanks for the sub-gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. I agree to keep this. Sure, if we hit the third land, we can scry with these to try and hit the fourth. Fantastic, Terran Terror. Fantastic. I think we just want to get this down. Just try and get it as cheap as possible. Something like that, man. Goody, something. Is Ember Hauler better than Omen of the Forge because it's a creature with a similar ability? That's an interesting thought, Llama. So it's easier for people to kill that. But Jeff, I'm definitely a millionaire, so I'm voting for my future. I'll definitely be a millionaire, so I'm voting for my future. Just temporarily embarrassed millionaires, all of them. Ember Hauler is an interesting idea. It notably doesn't get impacted by Zirda, but it's just like pretty close to being a constructed playable card on its own. The Lysol video is great. I agree. Thanks. I try, you know? I was like firing up this morning. I was like, this will be funny. I'm gonna go grab a bottle of cleaner. Gotta take the Omen of the Forge and blast it upstairs here for a minute. So now the question is, how I probably want to empty my entire hand before I play Frenzy here, right? So I think the actual line is just pass here and then sack the Omen to scry to try and guarantee my 5th land drop for next turn so I can start jamming dragons down their throat. Hey, testy fella. Thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I do like the comment from a second ago that someone was like, millionaires probably don't keep it in a checking account. That's a good thought. As a non-millionaire, that hadn't occurred to me. So I should probably change my line during that bit to check with your investments person. That's a good one, I think. I think that's a good one to point out. I appreciate the close attention to detail. Talk to your financial advisor. Sure. Yeah, financial advisor. That's a good one. That's the line. Billionaires keep it in their checking account.
Then act.
Check with your investments person. If you're not on a first name basis, I have some bad news for you. That's not that difficult. I'm on a first name basis with my investment guy. My Edward Jones guy is super reasonable. Although he did try to convince me to give him more money shortly before everything dumped out, and I politely declined, and boy golly am I glad that I did. I would love an extra card. Thanks. I think we're again just emptying our hand here. Want to try and race down to 0 for the frenzy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just do this and skewer them here. I mean, it's awful. There's like no reasonable person would say anything other than it's awful, so, you know? What's his name? One of the guys that works on the command, is it the command cast or something that they make commander videos, had a YouTube video that was a song that he made about that was on point. I'm blanking on his name offhand. Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy's the one. Command Zone, yeah, that's the other. I don't do commander stuff, so I don't know the specific names, but he's on my twoters. Now, the neutralize on the Zirda here is interesting. Kind of implies to me that they have another counterspell lined up for this frenzy. Now, hopefully, Tin Street Dodger plus Phoenix of the Ash is going to get to drag us across the finish line here. We've got 6 cards in our bin at the moment, including this, so we should have like 1 or 2 ways to pop it back up. How is the standby player queue working? So, it's kind of just first come. We don't have anything super formal. It's kind of just first come, first serve. When someone drops, first one to notice can just pop in. MTG Melee is supposed to work on implementing a formal waitlist at some point, but we don't have one for this event. Yeah, the game night's production quality is really good. I agree that it is easily the best produced paper Magic content out there. It's not close. Hey, Dirk, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Rough. Well, the good news is Phoenix plus... I think I'm just going to make this unblockable here. Then they can block the Phoenix and we'll shock this. And then the shock gives us the extra card in the bin to be able to re-escape the Phoenix here in a second. Well, what's a guy? The gentleman that's not Jimmy in the command cast, I believe he did, like, professional video editing for like movies and stuff for a while. Before he started doing Magic content and stuff. I don't know if he still does or whatever. I'm pretty sure he has professional video editing experience. Like I said, I don't play Commander. I've just watched their stuff a couple of times because the production quality is really good. So I don't know their names offhand. Josh, yeah, that's the other one. Josh, yeah, Josh. That sounds right. He edited trailers for Disney. What am I doing? I think I'm bottoming that. I'm out of stuff in my bin, right? So I think I'm just gonna decline. Can't escape it back. Any contenders for deck of the day? What did we play today? They all blur. The Blue-Red Phoenix set was good. We had some good games in there. Alright, down to 4. If they don't have another counterspell here for this Frenzy, they're going to be in trouble. Ooh, this is tricky. I like it. So they're bouncing this to kill the Tin Street Dodger. Okay. Alright, Frenzy. Please be good. Alright. Survey says... Papi! Never forget, chat. Magic is an incredibly low variance, high skill game. You love to see it. Frenzy's just so much more fun than Embercleave. From a personal enjoyment perspective, it's just so much better. Pretty sure this deck wants to hit its first, like, 6 or 7 lands with Frenzy, so I don't want to cycle that. I think we just play it out there. Is that a Mardu Triome? That is a Mardu Triome, sure. Three more months till Shillionaire, Beansy. Get at it. Ironically, Frenzy is fun because it's a large source of variance. Yes! Variance in Magic is a feature. It is not a bug. Completely agree. Frenzy is great because variance. He's so happy. He just sounds so excited to be here. Can you cycle the card that Frenzy is revealing on top of your library? You cannot. Frenzy lets you play the card. It does not let you activate activated abilities.
Ikoria is familiar. I train in the shadows of giants. Consider the future, then strike.
So let's kill this.
Alas, return to my training.
So I think we attack, we go land, we skewer your face, we play the Frenzy for next turn and hope to pop off. Yes, you can cycle cards out of hand, so like this Triome can potentially clear a dead card off the top of our deck that we can't play. Vomit. Mardu Triome is good in fires unless you use Kenrith's 5-mana ability. Yep, big agree. Seems super reasonable. Well, probably dead. Alright. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Watching earlier, you talking about Jeskai Winota and wow, is this deck fun? Thanks for talking about it. Yeah, if you're someone that's looking for great decks in Standard or Historic, you should check out my website. Both the tabs up there have a lot of great ones. Regularly updated videos of me playing them, etc. The Arena Comb FNM at home gave me a Zirda card style. Oh, it gives you a card style? I like card styles. It's a good tip. Get your freebies, chat. Jeskai Winota or Blue-Green Genesis is more powerful. I think the Jeskai Winota list is closer to being optimal than the Blue-Green Genesis list. The number of options you have in Winota is a lot smaller. There's a lot more room to try and figure out what's ideal. I registered 95 cards for tomorrow. Chances I win a match. I think Yorion is one of the better companions, so probably a good chance, Marty. Gyrudo was never bugged with Grafdigger's Cage. It was bugged with Leyline of the Void, but I believe that has since been fixed. I'm gonna sack Omen of the Forge here. Get our scry on. Can I override a deck submission in the Hooglandia Open? You should be able to update it yourself, hand over fist. If you're having trouble updating a deck list that you've already submitted, open the MTG Melee support Discord. Their people are very responsive. $20 me with Zenith Thor. Yeah, there's a couple of Jeskai. There's one or two Jeskai cycling decks in the deck queue that we're going to get to at some point. Magic Lango. Thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We are going to run long today. We've been live for about 6.5 hours, and I'm planning to do another 45 minutes to an hour with this deck, and then 2 more decks after. Is Zedra less valuable than 4 life? Yeah, I think so. So, I think I'm supposed to kill this Cavalier. They pump 3 times, it's 9, I'm actually dead. So yeah, I think I need to kill the Cavalier and then we'll play Frenzy out. Illicet, thank you for the very generous tier 2. I appreciate the 7 months at that. Is today's long stream a plan to keep the Europeans sleep deprived so they lose in tomorrow's tournament? Was activate, skewer... Plus, no, because this is only 1 more damage, right? So they're at 8, so that would have been 6 total. So it'd been 1, 3, 6. Man, worth noting here, if this was an untapped land, the Phoenix was lethal. If this was basic mountain, we win the game there. Hey, Drewski Brew, thank you for the continued generosity of the sub-gifts. Sent a lot of them my way recently. Yeah, the amount of times we've cycled compared to the amount of times they've been awkward has not been a very good ratio. It's not been ideal. And that's lethal, right? Assuming they have a spell.
Strike with a cunning mind.
Let's check the store real quick here, huh? F&M at home. Yorian and a card back. All right, we take those. We take those. Freebies are great. Thank you, Wizards. I promise not to complain about Magic for 10 whole minutes. I appreciate the goods. I don't believe you. Again, Triome looking a little bit sketchier. Can't play Dodger on one. I guess the upside here is I get to Dodger post Steam-Kin, which is kind of okay. Hopefully we draw a third untapped land by 3 so we can go Steam-Kin into Steam-Kin Dodger. Roger Dodger, over and out. Perfect. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. I think I have to trade here. I think I have to trade there. I believe the daily offers are defined by Wizards, but don't quote me on that. How do you feel about Distasteful Stroke not having a style? Don't do this to me. Alright, I think, so like, if they have a removal spell for Steam-Kin, I'm really sad that I didn't play Zirda. However, holding the counters on Steam-Kin makes my Experimental Frenzy a lot better next turn. I'm gonna pass. It's close. It's close. They're gonna, like, claim plus oven me and make me sad now, though. Okay. Going to dig in a little bit here with the Rick's Matting. F&M at home is the code that's good for everybody. Triome, again, looking a little bit awkward compared to a basic, although I guess it ended up not mattering in the grand scheme of things. Stop on upkeep. Yeah, it's a good call. Can instant this before we draw it for the turn. Thanks, Metalix. Yeah, that's the typical jerk thing to do, right, Sheriff? You say the joke, and then when the joke goes over badly, you just go, "Oh, it was just a joke, man. I was just kidding. Can't you take a joke? Ha ha. Why you think it's such a big deal, man?" Is it yeah, it's a joke or not based on how your audience responds to it is correct. Zoptic, if you're having any issues with MTG Melee, please contact MTG Melee support staff. Please and thank you. They have a Discord server linked on their page. They're super responsive. It's my best dad joke. How do you know when a joke becomes a dad joke? When it becomes a parent chat? Come on now. It's an easy, easy winner. Frenzy doing frenzy things here. And actually, interesting to note, I wonder if Frenzy is better than... I wonder if Frenzy is better than the Cleave builds against these Lurrus decks. So like mono-red, traditional mono-red from Cleave with Annex felt pretty mediocre against these red-black Lurrus decks. But Frenzy gives you a different axes to attack on. Alright, so we're attacking with a bunch of stuff. It's gonna block the Whisper Squads, I think. For an interactive dad joke, ask your kid if they know where their kidneys are and then point at their knees. God bless. God bless. It's a good one. You like all of our different hands, chat? We have an actual hand, we have our escape hand, we have our light up the stage hand, and we have our companion. We got zones, chat. Zones on zones on zones. Could we have escape for lethal? Oh, maybe. like, is chat aware that if I kill my opponent, I am required to stop drawing cards? The Zedro is probably lethal. This with Phoenix is super lethal super quickly. Hopefully they don't have a way to punish me doing that, but I was just kind of enjoying drawing cards. Just kind of running them off the top. Oh no. Oh no. Please don't punish me. Please don't punish me. Why is it silly? Frenzy just says you can't play from your hand. You're very clearly not playing from your hand. "10 minutes has passed, you can complain again. God bless." And very clearly here, the only reason why we were able to best our opponent that game was because we had Zedra as our companion. Because everybody knows companions are required to be competitive in Standard. Alright, I think I'm trimming the Slaying Fires and bringing in some cheaper removal here. Tibalt actually seems good against their cat shenanigans. What do I want to cut? Do I just, like, turn into, like, a Frenzy control deck here? Just, like, cut these Tin Street Dodgers? Seems fine. I'm bringing one Redcap Melee. I guess I have one more Shredded Sails. Do I want 3 ways to destroy artifacts? Is that too many? I guess it cycles. I'm gonna go two with the Redcap. Two plus a Redcap. Alright, lots of lands, please. I think with Trips removal, I'm just gonna go ahead and shock the Scorpion. I just wanna, like, kill all their stuff. Hey, Weather Lady, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Just keeping me around. Wonderful. See them play a land plus play a Scorpion next turn with the Luris. Please time out at the unnamed. Thanks for the bits, Bob. And the laugh. I appreciate the laugh, too. Yeah, we can all use a laugh in these trying times. Bob just slapped unnamed with his wallet, right? God bless. That's so cute. Well, the kill all their things plan is in full effect here. That's nice. Is Omen legal in Legacy? It seems good against this Luris card. Lol. Maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn for this. I don't know. Get it going ASAP. Sounds good. Please time out Bob from Wellborn Muse. Well, God, that's such a tough one. I love you, Bob. I love you, Bob, I swear. Thank you for the generous bits, Wellborn Muse. I appreciate it. Enjoy your whale emote. Enjoy your whale emote. Ayo. Say hey-yo. Priest get shocked. Do 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 do. Why are the mods massacring each other? I don't know. My bit total doesn't mind though. Agreed. Man, that's super unfortunate. Really? They didn't sack it to the Witch's Oven? Bottoming both of these, trying to find a land here. Maybe I'm supposed to keep the destroy target artifact to get rid of this stupid oven. I miss the days before the rules changed, when us crowds only had bidding wars and didn't try to slice each other's heads off. Times are different, Beetle. They're different now. It's a hard, more brutal place here in Hoaglandia. Man, our frenzy has truly been experimental this time through, chat. It's not been pretty. Legacy players and like deep skill testing and interactive magic companions exist and can be removed / interacted with easy. Legacy players not like this. No! I meant I wanted more brainstorms, but ones that draw like, I don't know, 4 cards and put back 3. That's what I meant by skill testing. Creature combat. Ew, not creature combat. Whew! Oh, you love to see it, chat. Thanks for the Phoenix, opponent. I appreciate you. It's a good one, chat. It's a good one. Yeah, if this Triome had been a basic, I could escape my Phoenix here, but it's not, so I can't. We might still win this, but it's gonna be tight. It's a big deal. The things that we've missed because we've had these Triomes have been rough. Yeah, I agree. They seemed like they were interesting, but they've been punishing the entire time. Big agree. This is a viewer submission, Potter Goes Gaming. So while a number of the decks I do here are build around submissions that I put together, a lot of what we do is things viewers send in. So, with Skewer on top, I'm going to escape this Phoenix, smack them with the Phoenix, Skewer to kill the Kroxa. It'll get exiled because I hit it with the Scorching Dragonfire. These will gain some more counters. Play a land out. Play a Tibalt out. Thanks, Agoth.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
Alright, I think we're gonna win this one, huh? Oh, gonna be close. Gonna be close. Are they dead? I think they're dead, right? I attack with everything. I can pump everything with Castle. And then I can pump this once. They block 1. They take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I believe they have died. They need a food. They can't gain life. Yeah, Tibalt stopped a lot of life gain. Really let us pivot into actually winning the game. Pretty good. Hey, Mike Amato, thanks for the 3rd of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Code already redeemed. Does that mean I already have the thing, or that somebody already used it? I think it could be either. I don't actually know. Means I already have it. A little bit of Calibay, a little bit of Calibay. Why not both? Why not both? Oh no! The Tid Street Dodger beer. The Tid Street Dodger beer. Oh no, chat! They put good cards in their red deck. How do we beat good cards? Light them up. They're on fire. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Do, 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 do. With shocks mostly, fair. Well, obviously, since our deck has a companion and theirs doesn't, we're gonna win. Can only assume that's the only possible outcome here. They should play the Gruul 5-drop companion. It's a free roll. Is that true? No, they play Embercleave, Marty, right? And Annex. Ember and Annex. Hand Torbrand, yep. Easy game. Easy game.
My friend is here.
Chat! Chat, I'm gonna get to cycle the Triome, chat! I'm gonna get to cycle the Triome, chat! We're gonna get to cycle the Triome! It's happening! I knew you'd pay off someday, Triome. I knew it. I take back all those bad things I said about you, Triome. You and I, we go way back. Value. Man, kind of wish we had a 5th land. Pretty unlucky. Pretty unlucky to miss our 5th land drop here, chat. All right, they're out of cards. Zirda plus Phoenix could realistically close this game out next turn, right? Land. Out of cards means their top cards to cleave. That is exactly how that works. In fact, can confirm. All right, they're dead on board to the Phoenix, right? No, I need a land? No, they're dead, right? Because I have 4. Yeah, I have 4. This is a 10-2. Trade. Oh, you know, I should kill this, right? Because this makes a token because of this. That was loose. And now I get to... Oh, really? Oh, really? We're super dead, right? Yeah, it's actually really funny. Cycling the Triome probably lost us that game, right? We'd have done a number of points extra damage that game had I not cycled the Triome and had I just had a 5th land that was untapped. Things to note. Yeah, there's a lot of Triomes, Marty. There's a lot of some mistakes were made. Some decisions were called out. I think I want to just turn into a control deck here. Because we have Frenzy, so like interacting with their stuff is fine. We'll just like kill them with Phoenix of the Ash eventually. Bob should be back. I'm excited to draw a tap land here. 1000% about to draw a tap land. We're gonna hit land 3 and it's gonna be tapped, or it's gonna like slide out of the chair appropriately. Bone Crusher is always ready, chat. Never forget. Never forget. No land. Womp womp. Feels like a death knell. This is where the magic happens, chat. Never forget. Magical Christmas lands. Poker face, poker face. My. It is aesthetically very pleasing. You got our big, beautiful borderless action here. Alright, what were some thoughts on this? One, the triomes were real bad. These should just be basic mountains. Not close, basic mountains, please. If you wanted to play triomes, they should probably be lands past 22. Like, if you wanted to play, I don't know, 24 or 25 lands in this deck to get to plenty of lands for Frenzy, that would be fine. But I think in your starting 22, you want 22 untapped lands. The other thing I think is that, especially with Frenzy, my curve just needs to be lower. Slaying Fire's kind of cute, but I think it needs to go. I like the idea of Ember Hauler. It's a permanent we can play with Zirda. Obviously, Zirda doesn't make this card more mana efficient, but it doesn't break the requirements and still has an activated ability. So I think playing that, dragging your curve down, having more proactive 2-mana plays seems good. These are basically 1-mana things. Like when you look at this curve like this is like almost a more reasonable red deck curve. There aren't any other 1 red drops, right, that we can play that are creatures. Oh, you can play Goblin Banneret. Goblin Banneret's not unplayable. Oh, Weaselback Redcap. Where is that one? Yeah. Yeah, that one. That sounds great. Actually. Banneret's also okay, right? He normally costs 3 to pump, 1 to pump. Yeah, these two, actually, just like playing those actually sounds great. You can maybe play that 2-drop too. Maybe that 2-drop's better than Omen. Something like this. Like that. That sounds super reasonable. Weaselback Redcap and Banneret, like both of those, just like pump up the jam with your Zirda, make them super cheap and Fire Breathe. Sure, I could see that being okay. It felt like our curve was a little bit too high and clunky, and like now you look at this deck with those changes, and it's like, oh, this is actually a Frenzy deck, right? Yeah, and honestly, the Omen wasn't terrible at multiple points. The Scry 2 for 1 mana wasn't awful. It could be right to keep this too. Like maybe this is better than the Skewer, because Skewer can be awkward to enable sometimes. Maybe you leave some of these in, because it was honestly plenty fine in a lot of situations. Horse and Laryl, thank you. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you just play 2, something like that. If I wanted to play Zirda, like having a free 3-drop in mono red seems okay. And like if you look at the cards we're playing now, like most of them are reasonable red cards. And like Phoenix of the Ash seems like a textbook example of a great way to play with the companion, because like this is a card that we want to play anyways, that then also is good with everything else that we're doing. Yeah, you could play Cleave in the deck here still too. Cleave is not locked out of by the companion requirement because the equip does count as an activated ability. Cleave's a little bit worse with Experimental Frenzy, but probably still good enough to be worth playing a couple. The Frenzies were like genuinely good at multiple points though. Laughing Riot, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, what are we doing? We're rolling right on along here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit an add roll and get everything switched.